There's been growing concern over knock-off Indigenous art, prompting the federal government to announce measures they hope will stop the fake market. Federal Arts Minister Paul Fletcher has announced a $1 million package including funding to roll out digital labels that allow customers to check the authenticity and cultural significance of artworks and products. Sarrita King is a Gurindji and Waanyi artist and joins me now from Darwin. Welcome to the program.
Hi Dan, how you doing?
I'm great, good to have you along. What's your reaction to this announcement?
Oh, it's very exciting to see an injection of money coming into the arts industry, and yeah, I mean, it's a sign of things to come and more authenticity and more sharing of the story. What can go wrong?
I want to talk to you in a moment about that sharing of the story that you've spoken quite a bit about in the past. But just in terms of these measures that are aimed to try and knock on the head that knockoff market, how much of a problem is that?
The knockoff market is definitely out there, but I think that the Aboriginal art industry as a whole has really grown. And the interest in First Nations artwork and culture has increased worldwide. So in terms of knockoffs, I think that the clients are actually looking for that authenticity when they're shopping. So knockoffs actually, whilst they're out there, are not as prevalent as you might have seen in souvenir shops anymore, because the access to Aboriginal art has almost been brought to the client rather than them searching it out on holidays.
So I guess this could actually be a case of consumers shifting the whole market.
Absolutely, and I think that's what the industry has wanted for a long time, is the onus of education to be put back on the client themselves, so they know what they're looking at, and their idea of Aboriginal art is shifted from little souvenir pieces to beautiful artworks with stories and heritage and cultural significance, like you were talking about. So when we're talking about bringing in these codes, it's a really big positive. It's just about giving them access to that information.
And it's interesting that the technology is being used as a way to facilitate this conversation. I understand that it'll be QR codes and the like that you'll be able to scan and get a whole lot of information about the artist, about the artwork, the story, the connection to country and the like.
Yes, and I think what they've rolled out is more based at an Aboriginal art centre level. And really the Aboriginal art industry is a huge industry. And I guess my only concern with the technology leapfrogging that far ahead is that the people that are in the private sector, the thousands of artists and the galleries, will in some light not be seen as authentic because they don't have QR codes, which is absolutely not the case. So that would be my only concern. But in terms of injecting technology in, I think the art industry has been going that way anyway, with social media, websites, both from galleries and independent artists. And this way we're really bringing the art centres with us. But I guess it's a bit scary to see that only being seen as that the QR codes are the authentic Aboriginal art, whereas we are the artist is the authenticity, not a code.
Well, it sounds like it has to extend to artists and all sorts of galleries. Just for anyone who's not familiar, can you give us a sense of how you connect your culture through storytelling in your artworks?
For me, I'm an independent artist. I've been in the industry for over 15 years now. For me, it's about connecting to my dad, who was an artist before me, where my stories came from his speaking of cultural connection and living within the elements and loving that and seeing that it's actually something that we can include other people in. He was a massive storyteller, as you can tell, so am I. So for me, painting is like sharing that story and sharing that connection that I had to him, and then that he gave me to my ancestors. Sadly, he's passed now, so for me, the art has taken on a whole nother stream of love and connection that I now miss from not having him, but I still feel very entrenched in my culture through art, and it's building and growing every day as it has over the last 15 years.
No, thank you. I really appreciate that. We will have to leave it there. We're right out of time, but Sarrita King, Gurindji and Waanyi, artist in Darwin, great to have you along.
Thanks, Dan.